symptom of Lyme disease, so I feel relieved.
Yes, it is a relief. And it's a relief, I think it's a relief for me too, and I think everybody here. So it's really good news.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, Anna is auditing. Jenny, how are you?
I'm good, thank you.
And what did you do today?
Today I learned the sway much, and the afternoon I'm playing. I'm playing with my children and playing the tennis.
Oh, good, good. Do they like playing tennis?
Yeah.
Good, good. It's good for them to go outside and be active. Quing, how are you?
Thank you.
And what did you do today?
Today, yeah, every day is the same.
Okay.
Today I walk my dog. Then I cook dinner for my family.
Okay. So, sounds like my day. I mean, I work and I make dinner. Hi, May. How are you?
Good. Good. How are you?
I'm good. And what did you do today?
I watched the news in the morning. My friend and I went to the community activity of the Philadelphia police department.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. And Stephen, how are you? How are you, Stephen? Okay. Before I go on to what I want to talk about today, I just quickly want to kind of introduce. You see on here, you see Jenny, see Anna, and Stephen. Jenny is the mom of Anna and Stephen. Previously, they were in the Saturday class, but this time is a little bit better for them, so they decided to join our Tuesday class. So, when I first got on, I did ask. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay. The reason I asked that, I just got a strange message that my computer said it could not run the Zoom app, so I didn't know if I was still connected or not. When I first got on, I spoke with Xie Mei, and I asked her to. I told her I'm going to need really a lot of translation, at least for the first part of this. I'll try to be as fast as I can. But of course, if you have any questions, you can kind of ask me. So we're going to be talking about illnesses and going to a doctor.
今天我们讲去生病了去看大夫，所以今天呢内容是额外的。这个今天的打印大家都应该打印了吧？今天内容比较多，老师会讲的，尽量快往快的讲。
So one of the biggest differences in this country is when you get sick, unless you're really, really sick, you do not go to a hospital. You go to a doctor's office.
就这个在美国和中国不一样，除非你病得特别严重了，你才去医院。一般的时候你就去那个医生自己的诊所。
And you can't just go to a doctor's office. You have to call and make an appointment.
你不能直接去，你要先打電話預約一下。
And then they will schedule a time where the doctor is available so he can see you. Okay.
你要打電話去預約一個時間，他看醫生有什麼時候有空，他看你出門診就是。
I'm going to show you a couple of forms that are going to be very similar to, I didn't send them to you yet, but they're very similar to what most doctors' offices will give you. And the first thing they do is when you go to the office, they give you these forms to fill out. So let me share my screen.
就是你去看大夫的时候，大夫要给你填一个表，一般就是你的那个医疗的以前有什么病啊，或者家族有什么病的那个表。
And so this would be typical of what you would get. It asks for your name, address, phone number, things like that, employer, so who you work for, and how did you find out about the doctor's office?
这个就是那个一般的那个，你去看大夫的时候，医生会让你填的表，姓名、地址，然后你在哪里工作，然后一些情况。
Then really for them, the most important part is this. This tells them who, this part here. This tells them who is going to pay them. So they ask for your insurance company, ID, policy ID, things like that.
这部分很重要，一般就是告诉他们你谁来付这个你看病的钱，一般是哪家保险公司，你把保险公司的那个信息填在这里头。
And then they'll ask you to sign it.
然后你需要签字。
The second form that they give you is, where am I? Okay, can you see it says university physicians?
Yes.
Okay. Most times they will ask you why you are visiting, why what sickness do you have?
第一个这个表就是这个你的那个有的病史，但是它最上面他会问你是为什么原因，今天来这个看大夫的原因。
And then I've never seen this question, but they usually ask you what doctor you saw before.
这个不常见，就是说问你在之前看哪个大夫，比如说你从一个诊所转到另一个诊所，有的时候他会。
And then they have different types of illnesses, problems. So you would check any or all of them that are appropriate while you are there. So for example, if you got up in the morning, you had back pain, you would check that.
接下来这个就是一堆的列出来各种各样的病，你看看你有什么呢情况呢？就在那个边上打一个叉儿。比如说你早上起来你觉得背疼，就在那个背疼那块儿就打个叉儿。
And then they'll ask you if you are taking any medications.
这部分呢是说你填你那个现在正在就是平常吃的药，你每天吃的，这是指，或者你现在吃的，或每天吃的。
So it's probably a good idea to write down or put on your phone what medication you are taking so that they know.
对，你平常看病的时候就把你那个也平常吃的药都写下来，带着身上，就是可以到时到那儿就可以写了。
Okay, and that's important because if a doctor wants to give you more medication, he needs to know if there's any what they call interactions, where the two medicines don't work well together.
对，就是这个，因为你要把你现在吃的都写上，因为大夫要给你开新药的时候，他要看看他会不会和其他你正在吃的其他药会不会冲突，或者就是一块起反应。
Okay. They also ask you about allergies. Again, some medicines can cause allergies.
接下来就填你对哪些药会过敏，因为就是大夫开的时候就会绕开这些药。
Then they will ask you about your past history.
这个是过去的病史。那刚才上面那个是你当时的，这个是过去的病史。比如你是有高血压啊，还是有心脏病啊，还是什么，还是有什么糖尿病啦？当然最好希望什么都没有。
So for example, if I go, I always have to check this high blood pressure.
这只有说他就是要每次都要填有高血压，
Okay. Then they ask you if you had surgery.
然后就填你以前做没做过什么手术啦，你要填下来。
And then they ask you about your family history. So did your mother, father, aunts, or uncles have any of these things like asthma, high blood pressure?
这个是你那个家族有什么家族的亲戚里面有什么病，比如说你的父亲母亲里面，或者还有叔叔阿姨里面有这种的，你都要勾一下。家族病。
Okay. The purpose of this is so that there's usually family history. So if for example, my mother had high blood pressure. So there's always a possibility that there's a good possibility that the children will also have high blood pressure.
就比如说那个我的母亲有那个高血压，那我也就是有得高血压的可能性比较大，所以他放在这里就是让那个大夫来看的，他就。
And then I'll ask you things like this: do you smoke? Do you drink? Do you use drugs? And other things. I mean, most of this you're not going to know, so most of this you're going to leave blank. I mean, if you look like here, immunizations. I probably had most of these. I don't know, but just leave it blank if you don't know. And I'll just add that to your chart. So, like I said, I don't want to spend. I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but does anybody have any questions about that?
大家有没有问题？这个表还挺细致的。
这个表能不能给我们发一份儿？平时学一学这个表上的单词和表上的内容。
Still, Joseph want you send the form to everyone so they can just be prepared, so they have time, they can learn it.
Yeah, I will. Before we get to the practice exercises, though, one of the things that after you fill out these forms, they'll ask you to wait. So you sit down, and then what we call a, let me go to my whiteboard again.
回头 Phil 会发给大家，说一般填完这个表之后呢，他就会让你在这等着看大夫。就是 physician， 这个就是医生的助手、助理，一般是护士。
The physician's assistant.
Nurse. Is it a nurse? The physician's assistant. Is it a nurse?
They're not trained as much as nurses.
Okay. 他就是比 nurse 没有那个护士证书的，就是说要更加那个就是一般的。
So, when they're ready to see you, the physician's assistant will come out, and because of laws in this country, they cannot call you by your first and last name. So, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. There's a set of laws known as, and you don't have to worry about knowing this, but it's known as HIPAA, HIPPA, which is health insurance, portability, privacy.
Portability and privacy
Act. So HIPPA PPA. So because of those, when they come out to call you, they will only call you by your first name. So for example, with Quing, the physician assistant would come out and say Quing. She would not say Quing son.
这个我还没听说，就是美国，他非有说美国有法律，他叫你等的时候呢，他一会儿就是这个医生的这个助手就会出来叫你的名字，叫你名字的时候呢，他不叫你全名，他只叫你你的那个名字，不像名字
哦，
名字，像孙晴他就会叫 Queen， 他不会叫 Queen son， 他就不会用全名，因为他这个有 HIPAA， 有一个法律。它是保护病人的隐私的一个法律。
I never know this before.
Okay.
不是每次看的是就是叫那个 last name。
Yeah, they don't use your last name when they call you into the treatment room. They'll just say, for example, they'll say Jenny. So let's say there's 5 people in the waiting area, the physician's assistant. This is, by the way, is also called PA.
Well, what if there are 2 Jenny in the waiting room?
That's a problem. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know what they do. I guess they may know your last name, so they might say that Jenny.
Okay.
Yeah. And then once the physician's assistant calls you, they usually check your blood pressure, your height, your weight, and then they will ask you again why you're there to see the doctor.
当这个医生的助理呢，他叫你就会给你测血压、身高、体重，然后再问你一下你今天来的主要原因是什么。
Okay, so any questions on that?
大家有没有问题？
Like I said, I will send this out to you. I do want to practice this a little bit. This is very different from what we've been doing before, but it's I think will help in communicating. So it is. Let me start with. Let me start my list. I'll start with Joseph. And Joseph, we're going to read. Oops, I just turned it off. We're going to read this. I'll read the receptionist and you read Jane. Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help?
My name is Joseph. I called L about making appointment.
That's earlier. I can do that here, I think. So we have earlier. Oh yes, I'll have to fill this form for you.
I called earlier.
Good.
About I called earlier.
Good.
Earlier.
Good.
About make appointment.
Okay. Oh yes, I'll have to fill in this form for you. Now these are the forms that I showed you before. They usually don't do that. They usually have you do it. But okay. Oh yes, I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Joseph?
It's Joseph. Joseph.
Okay, in this case, it would be what's your last name? Zeng.
Last name is Zeng.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and what's your date of birth?
February 26, 1965.
Okay. And your address?
1019 Mount Platinum Way, Cherry Hill.
Okay. Is that a permanent address? It means, is that, do you live there all the time? So is that a
Yeah.
permanent address? Okay.
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
No,
Are you on any medication at the moment?
no.
Please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine. That's fine.
And remember, the forms I showed you, it had like your date of birth, your address. It asked if you have any allergies and are you taking any medication? Okay. So, Li Fang, I'll read this and you read Jane. Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
How can I help?
My name is Li Fang.
Good.
I colored learning about my making an appointment.
Good. Excellent pronunciation on appointment.
我要一个约号。
Oh, yes. I'll have to fill out this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name? Li Fang?
我不知道拉菲的姓是什么？
哦，叶子，陈CHEN。
Good. And what's your date of birth?
你什么时候生日
那
？April
April
13.
是 April
April
13
1942.
1942
Good. Okay. And your address?
文图啊
Address
20 conjurer work Cherry Hill.
Is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
No.
Are you on any medication at the moment?
Yes.
Okay, and please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes. Such fine.
Okay. Like I said, this would be on the form. If they did ask you, you would tell them what medication you're on. So, for example, Shumei, can you read this?
Are you on any medication at this moment?
Yes, I'm taking Avostatin, 10 milligrams. So if you answer yes, you'd tell them what medication you're on. Okay. Sunny, same thing. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah.
How can I help?
My name is Sonny. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Oh, yes. I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Sunny?
It's Song. S-U-N.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
May 1966.
Okay. And your address?
3901 Market Street.
Is that a
Philadelphia.
permanent? Oh, okay, sorry. Is that a
Yeah.
permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
No.
Are you on any medication at the moment?
No.
Please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay, just a couple of comments. Over here where Jane says, what's your date of birth? She says November 1st, 1987. We can also say it like this, 11/1/1987.
Okay.
Okay.
Either one is fine. And this, for example, is this your permanent address? Most people are going to say yes, except, for example, Shirmei's daughter. Her daughter is in college. So she would, if she went to a doctor near the college and they said, is that your permanent address? Her answer to that would be no.
Mhm.
So, okay. Zoe, good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you?
My name's Zoe. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Oh, yes. I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Zoe?
It's Cao, C-A-O,
Good. And what's your date of birth?
November 4, 1970.
And your address?
601 Spread Street.
Is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
Yes.
Okay. So if I were the receptionist, I would then say, what are you allergic to?
Flower.
Flowers?
Yeah, flowers.
Okay. I'm allergic to flowers, or just flowers. So what are you allergic to?
No.
No. Let's go back here. Do you have any allergies?
Yes, I have flowers allergies.
Okay, good. Are you on any medication at the moment?
No.
Please have a seat and a doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. I'm actually glad that you said you had allergies because like I said, they will ask you what you're allergic to or what medicines you're on. So, and I'm sorry you have allergies too. Going off topic for just a little bit, my son has allergies and sometimes they get really, really bad. So Francis, good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you?
My name is Francis. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Oh, yes. I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Francis?
It's Sun, S-U-N.
Okay, and what's your date of birth?
January 1st, 1969.
Really? New Year's?
It's my brother's birthday.
Okay. All right. I've never met anyone that was actually born on January 1st, so I was hoping I could. Okay. And your address?
1920 Frontage Road, 1216 Cherry Hill.
And is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
Yes, I also have flower allergy and hot allergy.
Okay. And are you on any medication at the moment?
No.
And okay, please have a seat, and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Before I go on, I want to ask Francis and Zoe. You both said you have allergies to flowers. Did they start when you came here, or did you have them in China? Zoe, did you have the allergies in China?
In China.
Okay.
Yes. I in China. I check. What's allergies?
Okay, so you did a reaction, what they call a reaction test.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Francis? Did you have the allergies in China?
Francis.
Yes.
Oh,
You did?
that's interesting.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people that did not have them, but when they came here, they developed them because all the trees and flowers are different here.
Yeah, I think I heard the rule is 5 years you get to the US, then you start to get the seasonal allergy.
Yeah, and that tends to be true. Okay, Stephen, are you on? Stephen, we'll read this. I'll read this part. You read the next part. And the good news for Stephen and for Anna is they will not have to do this by themselves for a couple of years. Their mom will do it for them. So, Stephen, good morning.
Steven, 你的那个麦克没打开。
Here we go. Good morning. That was a little. Are you're in the same room with Anna, right? Anna, are you in the same room with Stephen?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why that's happening. Okay. Your mic is picking up his. So, how can I help? I don't know what's going on there.
开始 ，Steven， 你开始念那个，看那屏幕上面第3行那个，就是那个 receptionist 是Phil 在问你，你就答下面一个，你就装你是 Jane。
So let's read that together, Stephen. My name's Stephen.
My name is Steven.
That just sounds so weird. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Anna, to another room.
Okay.
Anna,
Let me go to I May, and then I'll come back to Stephen. I may.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you?
My name is Amy. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Oh, yes. I'll have you fill in this form for you. I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, I may?
It's Amy. It's Cheng, CHENG.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
January 10, 1964.
You said January 10th?
Yeah.
The reason I asked that is I have a brother who has same day and month, January 10th. Okay. And your address?
15 Hills Street.
I don't think so, but that's okay. Is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
No.
Are you on any medication at the moment?
No.
Please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Queen? Good morning. Queen, are you there?
Yeah. Good morning.
How can I help you?
My name is Queen. I called earlier about making an appointment.
Okay. Oh, yes. I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Queen?
Is the Queen or is the Sun? SUN.
And what's your date of birth?
April 23rd, 1970.
And your address?
103 Woodfield Court, Cherry Hill.
Is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
Yes, I have allergy for coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah, coffee, yeah.
Okay.
If I drink a coffee, I can't breathe.
Wow. I'll come back to that in a minute. Are you on any medication at the moment?
No?
Please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Queen was saying that she has allergies to coffee and apparently they're very serious. The medical term for that would be anaphylactic shock. And I'm not even going to try to spell that, but and that is something that I am very aware of. My oldest son has allergies to some nuts. And about 10 years ago, he ate a cookie with nuts. About 10 minutes later, he said he could not breathe. I had to take him to the hospital. So it,
Terrible.
yeah. So what I'll say to Quing is don't go anywhere near coffee. And I truly understand what that's like. So. All right, is Jenny on? Jenny, you there?
I'm here.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help?
My name is Jenny. I call early about my
Appointment.
appointment.
Okay. Oh yes, I'll have to fill in this form for you.
Okay.
What's your last name, Jenny?
It's Zhang, ZHANG.
And what's your date of birth?
December 13 and 1981.
And your address?
15 Colorado Court, Montanora, New Jersey.
Is that a permanent address?
Yes.
Do you have any allergies?
No.
Are you on any medication at the moment?
No.
Please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly.
Yes, that's fine.
Hey, Stephen, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, let's try this again. All right, I'll read this and then you read this part here. So, good morning. Stephen, are you there?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Okay. So, good morning. Then you read this. So we'll do it together. Good morning.
Good morning.
How can I help you? My name's Stephen.
My name is Steven.
I called earlier about making an appointment. I called
I called
earlier
earlier
about
about
making an
making an
appointment.
appointment.
Good. Oh, yes, I'll have to fill in this form for you. Oh, okay.
Okay.
What's your last name, Stephen?
问你的姓儿，Steven，你的姓是什么？你
Jenny, what's his last name?
It's Long, Long.
Okay, so that's what's your last name? It's Long.
It's
Long.
Okay. Stephen, it's Long.
it's long.
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 Good. And what's your date of birth? Jenny?
January 15, 2012 怎么说？
2012, that's fine. Okay, so what's your date of birth? January? Let me type that actually. How did that get up there? I don't know what happened there. Okay, let's try this again. So we go here.
January 15, 1912. 12.
Okay. So I'll put that down there. Okay, and what's your date of birth? So let's do this together. January?
15.
Stephen, January?
January
15th,
15,
2012.
2012.
Good. And how did I get down there? All right, anyway. And your address? Jenny, what's your house number?
15 Colorado Court.
15? I believe it's-
Colorado.
I think it's Conover. Okay.
No.
No.
Conover. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, so Stephen, What's your address? 15
13.
Conover
Hanover.
Court,
Court.
Mount Laurel. Okay. Is that a permanent address? Yes. So, yes.
Steven，你跟着老师念。
Is that a permanent address? Yes.
Yes.
Do you have any allergies? No.
No.
Are you on any medication at the moment? No.
No.
And okay, please have a seat and the doctor will see you shortly. Yes, that's fine.
Yes, that's fine.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions on this? This is really typical of a lot of the questions they will ask you if you go to a doctor's office. A lot of times they will also ask you to, they might ask you to spell your first name. As you know, my first name, I put on the screen, I put my first name as Phil. My name is actually Philip. And I spell it this way, but there are other spellings of it. There's Phillip, and there's sometimes there's Fillip. That's more of a Spanish, but that's why they would ask you to spell your first name. If I said Philip, they don't know if it's one or two. And as you see, we have on here Stephen, and he spells his name Steven. There's another spelling of that is Stephen.
对，就是同样一个 Steven，它有2种不同的写法，发音是一样的，所以你到诊所的时候，那个就是前台的那个人会问你的first，就是你的名字怎么拼写，因为像 Phil 和 Steven 这2个都是有相同发音但不同拼写的名字的。
So, like I said, they may ask you as they're going through those questions to give a little more information. So again, like this, how do you spell your last name and how do you spell your first name? They might ask you how to spell your address. So like Jenny told me it was 15 Conover Court. And any medication. And really, like I said, this is very important to know when you go to see a doctor, just because of the interactions it might have with other medications. Okay, any questions?
大家有什么问题没有？
Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing for a moment. It's about 5 minutes of. So I don't want to start on the other papers I sent you. Do you want to do those next week?
我们下周还想继续这个吗？大家是意见怎么样？
OK，
Or do you want to do the book?
你是想学这个呢，还是想学那个书上的？
再学一次吧，这个再学一次。
Okay, one more time.
Sorry.
One more time, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to do the papers I sent last week, or do you want to work in the book next week?
I think they want one more week for this doctor things.
Okay. Do you want one more week of the doctor thing?
Yeah, I think.
Joseph, what do you think?
那个贝尔老师说什么？
菲尔老师问你是我们是要那个下堂课是接着学这个呢，还是学那个书本上的？大家问大家意见，大家反馈一下。
哦，我觉得这个很实用嘛。他们今天不是发2张这个纸吗？这个还没学吧，是吧？
啊哈。
回去好好练习。
So yeah, I think Joseph will agree. We wanna learn this. This is more. It's very relevant.
Okay. Zoe, what do you think?
这还没学完。
Okay. Jenny,
OK，
Quinn,
敦杰，你的声音没打开。你的声音。
OK， I think
okay. I may.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Sunny.
Sunny is
OK，
All right. So next week we'll do the sheets that I sent, and I will send those forms to Joseph so that you can look at them and see what the doctors will ask you. So again, anybody have any questions about this? I know it was very different. It was a lot of information. I hope it wasn't too much.
大家觉得怎么样？是不是很多信息？大家觉得有什么反馈的吗？需要？大家都没啥意见。那个 Phil Helen just text me. Her daughter have party. She cannot come to join us for today.
Her daughter had what?
Have a party.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And send her daughter a party.
Good. All right. All right. If there's no questions, and like I said, next week we will do the papers that I sent you. I'll send Joseph those forms, and I just saw Jenny with her youngest daughter. Jenny, can you turn on your camera?
Oh.
There she is. Jenny has 3 children, and is the youngest one.
Oh.
Hi.
How old is her?
3 years older.
3 years old. Yeah.
A few weeks ago, I don't know if we talked about this in this class, but we were talking about, I think we were talking about what we do. And Jenny, like I said, has the 3 children, and she's very busy. And usually, well, not usually, but many times she's in the class, but driving at the same time. So the term that we use for someone like her who is always taking her children to different places. Jenny, do you remember this one? Soccer mom.
Soccer mom?
Yes.
So this is for, doesn't matter does it, her kids play soccer or not, right? Just
No,
for drive kids around?
Yeah, just drive kids around to every different activity.
哦，
So
用词就叫什么足球妈妈，就是专门形容这个妈妈天天带着孩子学这学那，不见得是她孩子一定要学足球。
all right. Joseph is co-host, so and Shimei, are you also co-host?
Okay.
Sure. All right, Jenny, just so you know, usually on Tuesday, I will drop off and most of the class will stay on and talk. So if you want to join them, that's fine.
No, we'll talk Chinese.
Which is why I drop off.
We're complaining how hard it is to learn English.
Yeah, I know it is. It was very hard for me to learn Chinese, so I know. All right. So Shimei and Joseph are co-hosts. Everyone thank you for being here tonight, and everyone have a great week.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you.